Hi everyone, welcome back to the Torok channel. So as you've seen on the title of this video, inside this box stands an LTD MH-417. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm not used to playing 7-strings guitar. Let's make a long story short. Back in time, not so long ago, I had a Captor Demon 7, very good 7-strings guitar, but the scale, 26.5 inches, was too long for my short fingers. So I needed shorter scale 7-strings guitar. 25.5 is what suits me best, and I spent a bit of time wondering, okay, so which one should I take? I had a lot of choice among several brands, and eventually, even though Captor is my favorite brand, since they're not going under 26.5 inches, I decided to go for this LTD MH-417. So, okay, now it's time to open this box, discover this guitar, and yeah, here we go. Okay, at least the headstock is nicely protected. I do appreciate that. If some of you are wondering what's my favorite finish, well, I guess satin black, or just generally a satin guitar. I love that, you know. Okay, so this one, very deep black satin finish. Love that. Love that. Okay, well, at first sight, the finish is very simple, you know. There's no binding surrounding the body of the guitar, which is, I mean, it makes things easier to build this guitar. The binding around the neck looks okay. Okay. Paint job is okay too. That's nice. Okay. What you've got to know about this guitar: it's been discontinued, not for such a long time, but several shops, at least here in Europe, still have some in stock. The regular price, I would say, for this guitar here in Europe is 869 euros, new, of course. You can find some on the used market, of course, but if you find a store that still has some, I think there's something to trade about the price. I'm not gonna use the exact price I've paid it, but it's not 869 euros. And for once, this guitar doesn't come from my partner Taman because they did not have it in stock. And since that's the one I wanted, well, okay, here we are. So, on this model, I think the fingerboard is Porphyro. When this guitar started, it was not Porphyro. Can't remember. I think it was Rosewood. Anyway, it looks cool. Completely out of tune, which is pretty logical. You've got here EMG 817-857. I didn't want to take any risk as far as the pickups are concerned. Okay, well, no sharp edge. Looks like the frets are pretty nicely rounded. Oh well, that's nice. So, stock strings are 10 to 59. I have bought a set of 10 to 64 because I'm afraid the 59 is going to be a little bit soft if I go for drop A, for instance. Well, now comes the time to plug this guitar in, see how it sounds. So here we go for the demo in the mix. Okay, so what you've just heard is this LTD MH-417. A very, very good guitar. I really love it. Since I got it it's 2 weeks ago since I got it. I hardly stopped playing it for going back to 6, and yeah, really very good guitar. Of course, I'm gonna make an in-depth review of it for you, but just before we go there, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel if it's not already done. Leave thumbs up, leave comments if you have something to say. Please share my videos on social networks with your friends, your families, and so on, and everybody who could be interested with this kind of video. That's gonna help me grow the channel up. And another way to help me develop the channel, if you buy anything from my partner Thomann, please use my partner links. It's gonna be in the description down below. That's gonna be a precious help for me to make more content for you. Of course, exact same thing as any order on Thomann. When you click my link, you're on the French page of Thomann, so you just have to change the language, top right, and there you are. Okay, and now let's go back to this MH-417. I will start as usual with the headstock. So this time you've got a matching headstock, which is much more easier when your guitar is black, because most times headstocks are black too. Okay, you got 7 groove tuners. You've got here an ABS to a plastic nut. Even though it's just a plastic nut, I must say that the tuning stability is pretty good. When I have changed the strings for the Labella 10 to 64 I have mentioned during the unboxing, it took it just 3 days. It was moving a little bit, but since then it hasn't moved. I mean, I play the guitar 1, 2, 3 hours, put it back, come back next day, clean it, check the intonation, the tuning, and it hasn't moved. I mean, maybe it could move if the temperatures, the climate and something was changing. It's certainly not as good as what you could have with an Evertune bridge, but really very interesting. Okay, so the fretboard is Pau Ferro, if I'm not wrong. I mean, if I'm not wrong, I'm not an expert in wood. Maybe it's Chatama, maybe it's Pau Ferro, but I think, if I remember well, it's Pau Ferro. Why do I have a doubt? Because this guitar is discontinued, so you cannot find information about it on the ESP Guitars website. And some of the spec sheet has changed back in 2018 when the production has moved from Korea to Indonesia. Back then it was requested from anybody using wood not to go for rosewood anymore, and so the brands have changed a lot of rosewood materials. And I don't know if this one is Pau Ferro or Jataba. It kind of looks like Jataba, but if I remember well, it was Pau Ferro. So if you have the information, please leave it in the comment down below. All I can say is very good fretboard, very nice, very smooth, very good job from this point on. The frets are okay too. Another change that has happened back in 2018 is the neck pickup that was initially the 707 from EMG and which is now the 85-7, still from UFG, of course. I personally have always preferred the MG85 over the MG60, so I don't know the MG77, but I guess I would prefer this one too. Okay, the frets, so again, as usual with LTD, extra jumbo frets, very comfortable to play. The shape of the neck is a sinew. I generally do prefer C shapes. I mean, on my 6 strings guitar, I've got a clear preference for the shape of the Captor guitars, which is C shape. But on this one, because it's a 7, I mean, I don't know if I would feel as comfortable on the C shape as on this sinew. But really, when I got this guitar, when I started playing it, I was feeling at home. And that's that's strange, because I'm really not used to playing 7 strings. It's more than 1 year since I haven't played one, because I have sold my Captor Demon 7. But okay, this neck, very comfortable, very smooth, of course, because of the satin finish. The job, as far as the finish goes, is of course very easy, because no binding and nothing around, so it's just matte black, you know. But the only thing I have noticed, and I think I'm not even sure I'm gonna notice it, you can see the components of the neck here, because it's a neck through. It's very complicated, but maybe the painting is a bit thin, you know, but not a big deal at all. Okay, apart from that, well, only good things to say about this guitar. I really have fun playing it. I could play it all day. The only thing you have to know if you go for this kind of matte black finish, and I think you're gonna see that, okay, here under the eye string, the paint starts shining a little bit. That's what happens with all matte black finishes. It happens with all matte finishes, but with matte black, of course, it appears even quicker. But I mean, you just gotta cope with that. You just have to accept that. But trust me, as far as the comfort goes, well, you can beat that. The access to the 24th fret is excellent. As you can see, I can go to the 24th fret on the low B string very easily. Once again, very good job. This very big belly cut makes the guitar even more comfortable to play, especially when you're like me and you've got a little bit of belly. The pots are working very well. The toggle moves a little bit inside, so it's not, I guess, a top quality toggle, and maybe in time I will change it, but this far it works, so it's okay. So now it's time to listen to this guitar alone, so you can really sense the sound of the pickups. So here we go for the guitar alone. Okay, so if you've been following this channel for quite a while, you know that I'm a huge fan of EMG pickups. I find myself really well in those 81.7, 85.7. I find the sound is close and a tiny bit different from what I'm used to having on my 6 strings. Maybe because it's a 7, so you don't have the pickup rings. Maybe it's because they're a little bit different because they're larger, I don't know. I find them a tiny bit more organic than what I have on some of my other guitars. Very, very interesting guitar. What you gotta know, so if I sum it up, this guitar has been discontinued, I think, in 2019 or 2020, I'm not sure. You can still find some new in some shops that have some in stock. I think you really have a possibility to trade the price. It's supposed to be 869 euros here in Europe, but I'm pretty sure you can find much better. Apart from that, because that's specific to the market but not to the guitar, really happy with this guitar, really happy with my choice. It was not such an easy choice for me to determine which 7 strings could suit me, and this one is really jackpot. I mean, okay. What I'm afraid is that LTD is maybe not going for such a guitar like this with, I mean, really a lot of guitar for the money. Even for 869, I mean, you don't get screwed. But I haven't found a direct replacement for this. The closest I have seen is the Brian Welch, I think it's a 207 Brian Welch signature, but that doesn't come with Brian Welch's pickups and this kind of things. The guitar is something like 700 or 800 euros. It comes with LTD homebred pickups. I don't say they're bad, but it's certainly not as good as some EMG or some Fishman Fluence, of course. And I think the price is really overrated. You don't have the same hardware, you don't have the Discovery tuners, you don't have this Tunematic, very good quality bridge. I don't know. And if you go higher in price, of course you're going to meet with the 1000 series that now comes with stainless steel frets. Some of them come with Fishman Fluence, some of them come with an Evertune bridge, and of course the price is something like 1500, this kind of things. Again, I don't say it's not worth it, but in this price range, it's, I mean, there's nothing really very interesting, very convincing from the part of LTD. There's no direct replacement for this MH-417. Hopefully, maybe next year, but so far, well, if you want this one, you're gonna have to take a look on the shops around you if they have some in stock. Maybe on the used market, but the few times I saw some on the used market, they were really sold very, very quickly. So if you want this guitar, well, good luck. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Metal.